Brand new to Season 6 of Cold War and Warzone is the Mason Operator, which has been a long time coming. You can get him straight away by purchasing the Battle Pass, then you can access the challenges to unlock more skin variants for Mason. Remember, when you are completing these challenges, you do need to have the Mason Operator active, otherwise it won't count. So the set of challenges that I'm going to share with you today, you can complete in multiplayer, which counts across Cold War and Warzone. We'll start with the Impulsive Insubordination objectives, which are available to you immediately as soon as you unlock Mason. So objective 1 is quite nice and easy. It's get 25 eliminations, and for that we get 1500 XP and the Baron skin for Mason. Obviously this is nice and easy. If you're on Cold War, you can do this in one game. Just jump into a nuke town, play pretty aggressive, and bam, that's objective 1 done. For Warzone players, obviously this is going to be a little bit slower, but still it's possible in one game of Plunder, maybe a very good game of Rebirth, or even a very good game in Battle Royale on Verdansk. But either way, it's not too challenging, so I'm going to move on. For objective 2, we need to get 5 kills using lethal equipment, and for this we get 2000 XP and the fractal emblem. On Cold War multiplayer, again, this is pretty easy, but to do it even quicker, I suggest using some semtexes, maybe using the perk that gives you 2 lethals right from the start of your life, and then basically repeatedly throw them around the map. Sounds simple, and that's because it is. In Warzone, this can be tricky because obviously people have armor on and generally just more health. So my best advice, whether this is in Plunder, Rebirth Island, or Verdansk, is to either use semtexes or thermites where you can actually stick people and kill them that way, or wait until you down someone and then finish them off with your lethal equipment. The fastest way to do this is probably in Plunder, just because you do spawn in with your loadout and have respawns on, so you have loads of opportunities. Objective 3 is to get 2 headshots in a single game, and when we complete this, we get 2500 XP and the double threat calling card. For Cold War multiplayer players, you're gonna do this very quickly, maybe even within like the first 30 seconds of a game. Just aim for the head. If you miss, you'll die. Respawn again, aim for the head. It really is that simple in multiplayer. On Warzone, it's the single game aspect which might make this trickier if you're just playing Battle Royale on Verdansk. On Rebirth Island, this is very doable, especially because you can just put people into the revive position and then headshot them once they're down, and this will actually count towards the challenge. But if you don't want to do it in Rebirth, or you're struggling to do it that way, Plunder is without a doubt the easiest route here. Like I say, spawning in with your loadout from the very start is very helpful, having respawns on is very helpful. Just make sure you land in busy places to have plenty of opportunity. So usually this is Storage Town, but obviously we've got new points of interest this season, so maybe go down to the fishers that are in downtown, but either way, I don't think you'll find this too taxing. So lastly, for this set of objectives, we've got get 5 kills without dying, and for this we get 3000 XP and the Canopy Mason skin. So I know a 5 kill streak for many of you is pretty standard, especially on Cold War multiplayer where you get plenty of opportunity. My advice for both Cold War multiplayer and Warzone is to make sure you're using just the best weapon or your favorite weapon, so don't try and match this objective up with ranking up a weapon or something like that. Just use the best available, then put perks on like Ghost and Ninja and things like that, just to keep you off the radar and be as quiet as possible. And then from there, to be honest, just get a little bit campy. On Warzone, it very much depends on your skill level in terms of how you approach this objective. I know many people who visit the channel will find this very easy in just Battle Royale, but without a doubt the easiest route is within Plunder or a limited time game mode such as Payload. Simply go to busy areas, get a little bit campy, and you'll do this fairly easily. So this brings us to the tier 100 skin, the Aurora Borealis, and the missions associated with that. So objective 1 is to get 25 eliminations with the LMGs, and for this we get 1500 XP and the Ascension Mason skin. Cold War multiplayer, just get yourself on a small map, maybe Nuketown, doesn't have to be, and you'll get this done in 1 or 2 games just by playing even fairly aggressive. Again, for Warzone, I think you know what I'm gonna say. Plunder is best for this. You can spawn in with your favorite LMG. I'd recommend the Stoner, although I know that just got a nerf, maybe the PKM, something like that, and then basically set up in busy areas of the map. If you're not trying to do this as fast as possible, you can of course just do this in normal Battle Royale or Rebirth and get this over a series of games. Thankfully, there's nothing too complicated here. For objective 2, we need to get a kill with our primary, secondary, and lethal equipment without dying. Our reward is 2000 XP and the Universal Energy Emblem. So out of the 8 objectives that are covered in this video, this is without a doubt the hardest. In Cold War multiplayer, I recommend using just your favorite primary weapon, the one you do best with. For your secondary, use something like a shotgun, maybe the Gallo. Then for lethal equipment, something like semtexes. And then remember to put on the Danger Close wildcard, which allows you to spawn in with 2 grenades. Now thankfully we only have to do this once, but but it can be pretty annoying. The smaller maps are best for this, with Nuketown being particularly good. You get those great lines of sight on Nuketown where you can get a kill with your primary pretty easily, but then you get the two houses with a lot of close quarters combat, where your secondary, which is ideally a shotgun, comes in great. It's just the last part with the lethal equipment kill which gets a little tricky. Now obviously you can go down the grenade route where maybe you can throw them into the middle at damaged players, or maybe you could try putting proximity mines in the houses and try and pick up a kill that way. Now this is probably the only challenge which might actually be easier on Warzone. My advice would be go into a plunder game with your favorite assault rifle, then your secondary could be maybe an SMG with overkill, or even a Psychov with Ghost or something like that, and then lethal equipment again can be Semtexes or Thermites. The thing that can make this easier in Warzone is that people go into the revive position, so you can fly down to a hotspot of the map like Storage Town, pick up a player or two with your assault rifle, maybe SMG or Psychov, but then if you do down someone you can just finish them off with your Semtex, and that will actually count. If you are struggling to do this challenge, a little tip is to go to the end of the plane where potentially AFK players just float down, and then from there you can pick up some very easy kills, and if you get lucky and there's 3 AFK players, you can do this objective straight away. Now on to objective 3, which is thankfully much easier. This is to get 15 eliminations whilst using the Paranoia or High Alert perks. Obviously Paranoia is in Cold War multiplayer and High Alert is within Warzone. These aren't too difficult whether you are on Cold War or Warzone. You don't have to get them in a single game or a single life or anything like that. Just simply play modes and maps which get you the most engagements with other players. Whether this is new map 24/7 rotations, or trusty old Nuketown, or on Warzone Rebirth Island, it's really up to you for this one. And when you do complete this, you get 2,500 XP and the welcoming party calling card. Now last of all, we need to kill an enemy who is over 100 meters away. We only have to do this once, and then we get 3,000 XP and the Toxicity Mason skin. On Cold War, we obviously want to go on larger maps. So we're talking things like Ground War or maybe even some Fireteam maps. Ideally, this would be best with a sniper, but an assault rifle will do just fine as well, because 100 meters actually isn't that far away. In Warzone, standard Battle Royale or Plunder or a limited time game mode are going to be best for this. Obviously, Warzone is built around a huge map, if we exclude Rebirth Island that is, so killing an enemy over 100 meters isn't that rare really. Again, sniper or assault rifle or an LMG are gonna get this done for you. And if you're unsure how far 100 meters is, you can ping locations and see how far away they are, and then adjust from there. So that'll give you a grasp at how far away enemies need to be. So they're all the missions for Mason. If this video has helped you out, give it a like, and you should really subscribe. Bye for now.